Suspected tornadoes hitting the Wiregrass, one ripping through downtown Dothan, injuring 5 students.
Now take a look at this video. This is right by Dothan Prep Academy. It's going to show you the power of the winds we saw this afternoon, whipping the rain into frame, and then you're going to start seeing debris just be tossed across the video here. And it's not just things like branches and twigs. There are heavy things that this wind was able to pick up, as you see what looks to be a part of a roof right there, just tossed right into that parking lot. And then there's also a sign flies right through this screen. So we saw just how damaging this wind was, and then we saw what happened afterwards. This is drone video from Michael Gordon, giving us a bird's eye view of the destruction. You can really see just how much damage this suspected tornado caused at Dothan Prep, ripping up the roof right off the building.
And it also shows the moment students were let out and taken to Doug Toe Rec Center as many parents scrambled to find their children. WDHN was live on the air before and during the storm, bringing you live updates on the watches and warnings and taking you to the damage live. WDHN's Aaron Dixon was there at Dothan Prep as they released students right after the storm, and he's live now there to begin our team coverage tonight. Aaron?
Yeah, Michael and Jessica, when we got here to Dothan Preparatory Academy on Selma Street this afternoon, we quickly got a first-hand look at the damage that this suspected tornado left in just minutes here in the middle of the circle. Take a look. So what we're seeing, this is where I was talking about where kind of the window got blown through, kind of like got broken, and then you also see pieces of the roof. And that roof, we're going to keep walking up a little bit, and you'll be able to see where part of the roof has been lifted up. That is where the library is. That is where a lot of the students, I guess, were, where they were then immediately taken to their safe spots. But that's where we are seeing where some of this damage is. We're seeing some of these pieces of the roof that, like you said, have been bent, have been torn off the building and thrown, 20 feet, which is a long. And then as we're looking at behind the school, like where, I guess the track is, and then of course a baseball or softball field that, usually is really busy this time of year because people are keeping score, playing Little League baseball, Little League softball, you name it. But now it has been completely sent backwards, and now it's bending to where it's broken and it's bent. That's the kind of damage we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of bent metal. We're seeing a lot of trees, trees snapped in half.
Looks like a large tree was uprooted in this possible tornado that moved through near Dothan Prep Academy, Aaron. A very large tree. Yeah, Jordan, it completely snapped, and it snapped. You see, like, it didn't just snap in half, like snap from about the center of the tree. It snapped from the bottom of the tree. Like, this has been probably standing for 100 years, and it just took a large gust of wind to break it. And even behind this tree is another tree that's down. These are two of the bigger trees. This is kind of the trees I saw that were down when I first got kind of to the scene. These were like what first stood out to me, like, dang, something did roll through here. And it's not something that was just, some 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was a strong storm, or even a suspected tornado. And so as we're kind of showing you kind of the length of it, I mean, it's filling up 4 or 5 parking spots. And joining me now, what's your name?
Cullen.
Okay, and then you were in DPA kind of when this storm kind of rolled through. So kind of what was, I guess, when that warning started happening, what did the teachers tell you, and what did everybody kind of tell you?
Well, I opened the door, and there's some library doors right there, and I opened the door, the classroom door, and I saw the library doors fling open, and a bunch of wind and debris started flying through the hall, and then we all went in the hallway, and got down and had our hands over our head and stuff.
When the storm was hitting, kind of what was going through your mind? Take us through kind of what your thoughts were, what you were thinking.
I was in shock, low-key, or high-key.
Were any of the people, I know some people were hurt, were any of those people close to you?
No, I only saw one girl that was hurt that got took away on a stretcher, but I didn't know her.
Because it is a scary situation whenever you're, told, hey, you're going away from your normal schedule. Instead, you're going to go sit here, throw your hands over your head, and stay in your safe place until the storm's passed, because it is scary. Like, I know I've been in a couple when I was in the Birmingham area in schools, and it was the same kind of thing where you might be going to lunch and they say, hey, get in this classroom and get safe. So definitely a lot to take in there. Now we're here on Selma Street. We're kind of walking away from the school. I'm going to show you some of this damage that we're seeing as we're walking past the barricade that Aaliyah and ambulance and fire has kind of set up. And as you see right here in front of me, you see these pieces of, looks like pieces of roof that have fallen off of business. it looks like it came from the school, and then you of course see trees down, and then over in the corner you see some signs down over there, but then you definitely see, and as we continue to walk, as we're going to kind of work our way around it, we're going to kind of see the roof down and then some street signs down. It was the South Oats, and it looks like, let's see, looks like the Tiger Drive sign, and it was taken off. And then as we continue to work down, it's kind of the same thing. They did say, now school officials did tell me that some employees' cars also suffered some damage. There's some damage to this car right here where some parts from the, yep, so the tree limbs caused a little damage and hit their car. We're at this ministry right here where the windows have been broken out.
Oh wow.
So we're definitely seeing the impact here to Christ Miracle Ministries, where like the windows have been busted out here, and then there's glass all over the ground, and then there's also the flag. Their flag is fallen down, so that you can definitely tell like that wasn't the biggest part of the damage. We're seeing even more, and we're seeing parts of this bank here. Like this is roofing insulation, and it looks completely bent. Like that is something, and it is pretty firm here. Like this isn't something that you're just gonna pick up and throw, or something that you're gonna pick up and move. That's gonna take multiple people to move. And over here at the Ohana Mart, that you can definitely see some damage where the windows were busted open, but you also see parts of their roof was thrown on the ground. And then as we're looking at this laundromat again, look at the roof. You can see where the wind kind of took up parts of the roof and caused that damage inside there, so that's going to have to be repaired. You know, it's just, and then right behind the business even, there's a tree down, and then
like
over at this bank there's
over there
something over on this. Yeah, the tree snapped in two, it looks like. So I mean, and it's leaning now on the business. But these are, and this is just as we work away. I mean, we're probably 2/10 of a mile away from the school. This is right around where the school was damaged as well.
And we spoke with that second student you heard from. We wanted to hear more of her story. Now, we caught up with her on our way down from Selma Street, and she was quickly rushed to a safe place after she started seeing flying debris, and she also heard that tornado warning kind of pop off. But we also wanted an update from the Dothan City School Superintendent about the schedule for DPA students this upcoming week.
I was in shock, low-key, or high-key. We were in the classroom playing on our Chromebooks, and we saw the roof, something flew into our window, and then we all just went into the hallway. We were just sitting on the back of the wall, and then we went downstairs to the first spot below us, and then we had to go sit back on the locker.
You know, the overall reaction is, thank goodness that we didn't have any major injuries, no fatalities, that all of our students and staff are safe, and that's, you know, that's the most important thing here. Power is off at this point. We have our electricians on staff. We're working closely with the city of Dothan. I think there's power issues in other parts of the city. So we're looking right now that the power could be down here for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. And so we know we have roof issues. We know we have issues with power. We know we have issues with our heating and cooling system. So it's going to be a several-day event for us to completely assess what our next steps will be. The rest of our school system at this point will be on a normal schedule, but DPA will be closed until further notice.
Tomorrow morning, teachers and staff here at Dothan Preparatory Academy will meet to discuss what's next in their plan for the rest of the week, which could possibly be virtual schooling the rest of the week, and they're also going to talk about how this may impact their school calendar. We're live from Dothan Prep. Aaron Dixon, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.